It's been quite a while since I've been able to get some antique clothing due to finances and discretionary spending. Don't want to spend too much. However, I've ordered a couple of pieces of clothing, a new pair of trousers, button fly, and a vest for a summer suit. Now, these actually took a long time to get here. Mostly has to do with the weather. Beautiful day today, but with the temperatures having been dropping into the negative 20s and a lot of snow, shipping has just been really backed up. Now, I understand this. One of the sellers was worried I was going to be upset, but that was no issue. I even told her that if she doesn't get to the post office for a few days, that's fine. Not a big deal. To me, that's the seller who sent this particular package I'm currently opening up. And because I was so nice and understanding, she actually supposedly put something else in here, from what I remember. I've been sick, so my memory is quite foggy. My nose, well, let's just say it's running a marathon. Now this I'm particularly excited about. A vest. Well, I love vests. And I've been looking to make a summer suit. Not sure what that is. So far the packing looks good. It's been double sealed so it doesn't get ruined by any weather. Inclement weather. I do also have one very unhappy buyer who's trying to force me to refund him, even though his package, we know where it's at. It's just taking so long to get there because of the weather. Don't be that kind of person. That's morally wrong. That's the type of person who's technically robbing you. It's like, yes, the tracking is clearly showing that it's still moving. It's not been lost. Another collar. 15 and a half will fit me. I'm wearing a lovely collar that I don't want to say bleached. Technically is bleach, but it's bleach in the old sense. This one looks like an Ascension number from a museum. I do believe she said that this vest had been part of a museum at one point. And what interested me was this gridwork pattern in it. Now, I'm going to guess what happened was that during the bleaching process at the museum to clean this garment, the color was lost. Unfortunately, I believe this probably had a nice blue, like this shirt here. But sometimes when you do the potassium perborate treatments, let's just say the blue does not survive. That's been a common issue I've noticed. So it's hard to do materials like this. And this blue just disappear. So there are some stains in this old shirt. I've tried to get them out, but not much luck. So we have a lovely decorated clasp. It's a cheap clasp for the era, but by our standards, it's still good quality. And hopefully this vest will fit me. It does look a bit small, it's no surprise. Thankfully, I'm a pretty small guy. They have lovely mother of pearl buttons, shank buttons, very standard on these vests. This vest, based on the cut, really generic cut, so it'll fit many eras. Now let's get this open and see if we can pin it down more, because I'm saying I'm already in the 20s. My favorite era being World War I, it'll be a perfect fit. Other than a museum Ascension number, I'm not seeing anything. Just a bunch of pen marks inside, and this looks like a modern ballpoint pen. This is definitely not a fountain pen or any other type of pen with a nib. So that must be from the museum itself. Now that I should be able to release. No maker's tags, unfortunately. Either it's been removed, or possibly this was done at home even. Because in the Edwardian era, people would often make their own clothes still. I love looking through the Sears catalogs and seeing just what people would buy and make stuff with. I collect the Sears catalogs as well, mostly for fashion. That button has some separation issues. I'll have to repair that. Now, one thing that is going to be a problem is this vest is going to be a little bit short because I have a very long torso, and of course, people back then would always wear their pants very high-waisted to their belly buttons. For the look I'm going for, a bit of a problem, so I don't really want to wear the suspenders with this particular look. I want to do a belt to be more lightweight, to be more breathable, because this is going to be my summer vest. The buttons are very tight. I'd say the museum repaired them, reinforced them, because usually they should have a bit of flow and give. Overall, I think it's a very attractive look from what I can tell on my blurry camera. But it's a very nice typical collar of the era. 20s most likely. It's an arrow. 15.5 is a decent neck size for me. Personally, I prefer a 16. I have a weirdly thick neck for somebody of my size. This collar actually is only a 15 that I'm wearing, this club collar, very rounded. And it's, well, they make a thing for that. It's 2 mother of pearl buttons on a chain, just for when your collar is too tight so that it can't close together. Because the collar is supposed to have a tab that overlaps another tab, and then you put a stud through there. Anyway, on to the next package. Now, because I am also an online seller, I like to save these packages when possible to reuse. I'm going to have to cut it up here. And of course, you always want to open it very carefully. That way you don't cut through the clothing item accidentally and have to do a lot of stitching that still will never look right because the item's been damaged irreparably. These will be the trousers. Buttonfly. Current Buttonfly trousers I'm wearing don't actually match the shirt. The shirt's blue and white. Obviously, my trousers are World War II. These, however, should fit very nicely based on the seller's measurements. Very heavy. I'm not sure how old these are. They're from Munker's department store in Steubenville, Ohio. Don't know if you can read the button. I know this is the forward-facing camera. No, doesn't want to focus. But the buttons show that it was custom tailored to somebody of whatever size they were. This has a buckle back, so it's actually adjustable. Quite useful for me. Now, I can fit as low as a 29. These are supposedly bigger. So we're going to try these on. I will probably have to let out some material on the bottom if it has any, which it does. I can let out several inches, 3 inches. They appear to have been laundered in more recent times, so that's always nice. Somebody did a nice job with them. I'm still going to go ahead and wash them and condition them because they're wool. So what you do to make wool soft, I'm actually wearing wool undergarments right now. Don't mind me unbuttoning. What you do to condition wool, oops, almost forgot my pocket watch, is you use normal hair conditioner. So these pajamas, basically, these are typical early 1900s long johns. There's another video I have on these. Buttonfly as well. You're supposed to wear undergarments so you don't have to launder your outer garments as often. This absorbs the sweat and takes most of the damage from moving and keeps your outer garments nice and clean. Ooh, I don't think you're going to be able to see this. It's two horses rushing at what looks like a shield or that orb that a priest would hold. Very fancy clasp. Inside the garment, we don't even see it. Because there's no stripe on the side, these are meant for daily wear. These are not part of a formal suit. These are your stock standard everyday workwear. Now these particular ones, not for field work. These particular ones are definitely for just, the day at the office, going to town, stuff like that. These are your nicer work clothes. Now back then, people would change clothes several times a day, in certain cases, especially for the evenings, but depending on what they're doing, they'll put on different clothes. These are actually a really nice fit. With the suspenders or belt, I will have to put on a cummerbund just to hide some of the gap. But like I said, I have a long torso. It's just unavoidable. Yes, I'm very happy. I think it's a very good look. These are perfect together. Tie is crooked, typical. I suppose I can put my watch back in the watch pocket, something you don't see in very many modern clothes today. And I think even my handkerchief goes pretty well. Okay, I'm gonna have a little bit of difficulty holding that. So, where'd my wallet go? Gotta have all the right accessories, including your decorative antique wallet, something I've used for years. Beautiful late Art Nouveau design. No side pocket there. Huh. Guess it has to go in the vest pocket. I should. I'll be right back. Now, I am, it's the middle of winter. It's early January when I'm filming this. Outside is frozen here in Michigan. So all of my summer stuff is put away. I don't have my summer frock, and I don't have my straw boater hats, the original hard ones, the modern ones, the soft floppy ones. Not period correct. Avoid those at all costs. Definitely get yourself an original. Make sure it's going to fit your head or be very close to it, and then you can usually remove the inner band and make it fit, which is something I had to do on this 1890s hat. I did it in such a way that I can put it back if wanted. But basically, this would be a great leisure suit. Got my bowler, normally a town hat, not a leisure hat, but it works as leisure hat too. Got my cane, so I can whack the street urchins out of my way, or grab my significant other, draw in for a kiss. Got my binoculars. So it's really just a perfect going for a walk in the park look. And for now, I have to go until I can get some more wonderful treasures for you all to unwrap with me. Until next time.